Uh, I'm not looking forward exactly to having my momshka in my house, but like at the same time, like I'm also really glad that I'm able to do it, cause like things are so hard right now, and I don't foresee them getting better. But what do you do when you have an aging parent? Even if they had money, which she really doesn't, what do you do? Like, not everybody can go, like, has the luck to be annoyed by the fact that they have to have, their elderly parent with them. Like, they just don't have the option. And we're gonna go back and clear out that area back there. Okay, first we'll do this. At least I have the option, right? I don't have to be like, sorry, just, fend for yourself until maybe the government gets around to finding a spot for you. With that program that, like, isn't working out because, let's be real, they never do. I guess people try, but, like, oh my gosh. Our healthcare, like, I recall healthcare in the 90s. Because I had some issues as a kid, so I did have to use it. And I recall it being better. If only that I recall my parents not bitching much about it. Like, they were quite satisfied with it here in Ontario. And then things got worse. And since COVID, they've been really bad. Like, I just don't think they could recover from it. Like, my doctor still has not managed to get past a 6-week waiting period for something. Your family doctor is supposed to be the person that, like, sees you for acute shit. And that's not happening. And we're also, like, forbidden from going to walk-ins because they'll take us off the roster. But they also can't meet our needs. So we're flooding, like, the urgent care centers. And they're like, your fucking family doctor is supposed to deal with this. And we're like, well, fuck, they're not. Right now, I've got an earache. Can you help me the fuck out, please? Meanwhile, urgent care is supposed to be for, like, urgent shit. Your doctor is supposed to be there for that, but they can't. My doctor, when she got me in, I managed to squeeze in a pap smear there before I switched provinces, because who knows what it's like out there. And then it was, I have a lump in my tit. Can we do something about this? The breastus cancer runs in the famushka a little bit. Not like everybody gets it, but like, there's enough that... Hey guys, I still don't know what you are. I still have forgotten to awaken my latent powers! It would make these kinds of fights easier. Because I can just cheap out. And to order, like, imaging, it used to be like they'd call you the next week with an appointment. It's been a few weeks. And even for a lump in my tit. Can't find anybody to squeeze my tit between two pieces of glass or plastic and take a picture. That's a problem. I mean, I'm a little worried. Not gonna lie. I'd pay for it if I could. I feel like that's, like, I mean, depending on how much that is. Like, how much can a fucking mammogram actually be? Hang on. Leon. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. You're lying on mommy's phone. Didn't mean to disturb you. We're Googling again. Okay, Ontario. Cost. Mammogram. Mammograms in Ontario. Yes, I know they're seeing more advanced cases of breast cancer. What does it cost? There are it's not free. Private mammogram, Ontario. Wait, can I fucking pay for one? Can I get one? No, I have to go to the States. How much does a mammogram cost in it? $140 for a breast mammogram. $140 to $170 for both tits. Are you fucking kidding me? I'll fucking pay for that. Where can I? Oh, no, you can't. You fucking can't, because we might have a two-tiered health system. God forbid people that can actually pay for it manage to be saved. That's bullshit, because if I'm gonna die, everyone's gonna die. That's kind of what that shit is. I mean, I get it on the one hand, like, why the fuck should you get taken care of better just because you have money? But at the same time, like, fuck you, you wouldn't? You wouldn't cough up? If you could? I don't have that much money, but I got 140 bucks to squeeze my tit between two panels. Let's fucking make that shit happen. Where the fuck, are you serious? You know what? Actually, see, part of the problem I'm having is that, like, okay, so I'm heavily insured, but life insurance has not ever really been my thing because I don't have kids, I'm not married. But because I bought the house, I'm like, oh shit, I should probably get more life insurance, just, you know, in case I kick off. I think I have enough, but, like, at the same time, I was like, I should get some. And they're like, oh, but do you have any pending scans? And I'm like, yeah. And now it's not going to be resolved, because they're not going to insure me when they're like, so you have a lump in your tit and you don't know if it's fine. That's a bit of a problem. You know what? Fuck that. If they're not that expensive, I'll fucking go across the border. Fuck that. America, I'm on my way. I'm fucking serious now. That was Canadian dollars. How much can they fucking be if I drive across to New York or something? I mean, once they move, the US border is right fucking there. Maybe I should do that. Okay, before I do that, though, I should see if I can get it done in Saskatchewan. But at the same time, if it is a tumor in my tit, though, I'm wasting time here, man. I'm starting to freak myself out a little bit. Because there is no way they're going to squeeze me in to get my tit squeezed before I'm out of here. How far am I from the U.S. border right now? I'm only a few hours, I think. Like, maybe 5 or 6. Maybe, can't be more than that. And we border with... Is that Wisconsin? No, Michigan, I think, is probably the nearest border crossing. I wonder if I can get an appointment in Michigan. Thing is, I don't fucking have time either. I need this to be like just we have 3 fucking hospitals here. Sorry, I'm having a little shit fit now because, like, my tit kind of hurts. I'm gonna stop thinking about it. That's why it hurts. It's probably nothing. It's probably just a cyst or something. Either that or I have lumpy kind of boobies anyway. Ever since they cut them apart and reassembled them to make them smaller and perkier and more robust and ready for the world. Yeah, when they took away the extra titty parts when they were handcrafted, so they're kind of, they don't feel like they feel like natural tits, obviously, because they are, but I mean, because they were sort of, you know, they had a bit of a retrofit done. There's stuff missing and glands sitting in different places. That gland is swimming. Alright, so today on Dane's update about tits, just stop talking about my tits. Like, I'm not talking about happy things about my tits. I'm like, I think my tit has disease in it. That's why I can't swim across to the island, because these things are here. I'm gonna be real flippin' mad if I got tittle cancer, I tell you what. Too young for that shit. That being said, you're never too young to be devastated by a disease. I'm trying to think, when did my aunt have breast cancer? She was like, no, I think she's actually like my second cousin or something. But whatever, we just call her aunt. When did she have it? I think she was like 40, 41, 42, around the early 40s. That was all too young. I'm too young to even, like, I'm not supposed to be able to even get a mammogram because I'm too young for it. And I'm like, really? Are you fucking kidding me? They're like, well, you can do an ultrasound. Well, whatever, man. Just do it, brah. But there's a lump in my tit. I'm worried about it. Kind of a blessing, actually, that I've been so busy with the house and stuff because I can't really... Haven't had this moment yet where I sit here and think about the lump in my tit and how I might be fucking dying and I have no idea, and my awesome socialized healthcare, which, you know, for most of my life has pretty much come through for me, fucking doesn't have time to even check and see if they need to do anything for me. That's... like... Just cut it off. If there's anything wrong with it, just take the tit. It's fine. Take them both. I'll explore the options of fake titties later. Or just not have titties, whatever. I didn't get married. There's nobody enjoying them. I mean, I like that when you sleep on your belly with tits, they're sort of like having a pillow. But like... you know, I could explore that no-tit life. I mean, because implants make me nervous. They seem like, aren't there like health effects associated with them sometimes? Or like people, you know, like stuff can go wrong with them. And then you have to have them switched out like every so many years. Like, you get a silicone change or whatever. And like, would you even want to go that route? Like, do fake titties feel the way real titties feel? And like, do they moosh? You know, because real titty is like cat. Real titty will fit in any container of any shape. Real titty, if it has the volume, will take the shape of its container, like cat. But do fake titty do this? Because I don't think fake titty do that. Like, I can smoosh my boob like in any way like anything I can come up with. It is like one of those clowns with a balloon that makes a dog out of it. Like, that's what you can do with a real titto. A big titto. If there's enough tit, it can happen. But can you do that with fake titto? If you have fake tittos, let me know. Because I'm getting more and more worried I might be on the market for some. I don't know. I think I'd try out no tittos. Or do you have that option? Do they have to, like, when they're like, okay, we're gonna take your boobs off, are they like, we need to know now if you need to put boobs back in here? Like, I wonder. I feel like really concerned about my breasts. And there's nowhere I can go to circumvent this problem. I just have to wait in line. And just like the bread line, I've got my ticket for the bread. Hopefully there's bread up there and I haven't died of starvation by the time I get there. Communism. But I've got to, you know, just wait in the bread line. And except this time it's the mammogram line. And, you know, maybe it's too late by the time I get there. Oh shit, I'm out of ammo. Speaking of too late. I'm a little worried. I haven't gotten to dwell on it. Oh, I should. Oh, now I gotta keep playing video games until I forget about it. So let's do that. Now I got it. Now that I'm like, wow, it's super cheap. Now I'm like, is there a private clinic somewhere I can go to? Sometimes in Ontario we have private options for things like imaging. Sometimes. Oh, that would have been a great time to use one of those. Do I have one equipped by any chance? Yeah, use that shit. Heck yeah, baby! Sometimes we have private options for imaging. Which a lot of people really hate, and they get really upset about it. Because the fear, right, is like, and I understand it, the fear is that if you allow there to be private clinics, and people who can pay have an option, then the best doctors and the best nurses, there's a hole in the ground. A ladder leads down. Yes, let's go. We'll go and work there, because they'll be paid better. And, you know, the care will be better, and if you can't pay for it, you won't have access to it. Which, I've never quite understood how that translates into just because you can't afford it means that nobody should have it. I think that's fucked up a little bit. But at the same time, like, I get the concern, but maybe, like, I get it, but like, think about it just a little bit more than none at all. Because you're basically saying, well, because I can't have that, you can't have it, and you should go fuck yourself. So it's kind of like when people are like, oh, I had to pay for my student loan, they should never forgive them. It's the same damn thing. Just what? Because you can't have it? You didn't get it? No, like, nobody should get it? Well, that kind of makes you a dick. A little bit. So, I don't know. That's my feeling on that. Ah! Because those people with money that you're talking about, it's just me. Like, I don't have that much money. I'm worried about money right now. I'm worried about money all the time. I've put $10 worth of gas in the car. I've put a hell of a lot more. I've lived on ramen and tuna. Absolutely. I understand. But, you're not talking about some multi-millionaire. Shit, I'm actually out. Ooh, I'm actually out. Do I have a boost? I'm excited when I get to actually use something. Like, you're just talking about me. You're just talking about your neighbor. You're talking about people who are just like, we go to work. We hate it. We're worried about money. We've got, you know, that's who you're talking about. It's not friggin' Jeff Bezos or anyone else that you're preventing from getting help. You know? I don't know. Where am I going with this? Am I crossing the border into politics here? I'm not trying to. I'm just saying, like, it costs like $140 for me to get a tit scan and I can't get one. Because there's no option for me with the money to just get in a different line so that people that don't have $140 can stay in their line and maybe, you know, we can have 2 lines to the bread, and maybe there's more bread, and I'm just saying. Okay, don't leave. Floating, melting creature remains. There's a strong lemony smell. That's so creepy. Was it in the Doom books or the Doom games that they were described as being lemony? That's creepy. Wait, there's something shiny floating. The skull crystal. Ah, Indiana Jones and the Skull Crystal. Alright, let's put that on somewhere. Yeah. It's another one of these things. So I just don't have Ofuda, right? Yeah, who knows? A skull-shaped South American crystal. Attach this and see what happens. I don't really know what it does. I don't remember. It does something. Oh, yes. Awaken latent powers, Dane. Jeez. Let's do Inferno. I really like it. I guess we could do apobiosis. Let's just do them all. Fuck it. Paralyzes all in the surrounding area. That might be handy, actually. Life drain's okay, but whatever. Alright, let's go kill some people with our new stuff. Lemony fresh scent. A ladder leading outside. We will climb up. Absididdly ootly. Okay, so I'm out of parabellum rounds. That's a bit of a whoops. I think there's some actually in the generator room or whatever. But for now, we got the riffle, and we got the grenade launcher, so Rancho grenade launcher, so we can do it. Sorry, I'm trying not to think about my tits. It's a little rough. What else can I bitch and complain about? It's usually not a problem. Oh, I watched a creator online who, it's like a bread tuber who I like. I won't say who they are, just, you know, I don't want to cause any issues for anybody. Not that anyone cares, dude! Just hey, look, I'm trying not to think about my boobs, and I see this person's boobs frequently because they've usually got them out. That might not be fair. But I got to see one of their videos when it came out. It was 4 hours. But, like, I'm down. I don't usually agree with what they're saying, but, like, I like their arguments. And their video got taken down, like, real fast. I was able to see the whole thing because it had downloaded, or whatever, to my computer, or however the fuck that works, before I had started watching it, because I had just sort of clicked on it and then gone back to work, and then was just sort of listening to it while I was working, and then before I'd even finished it, it was already removed. So however that works, I was able to see the whole thing. And they were basically tearing apart a I guess you'd call them a political commentator or whatever, from the other side of the wall, I guess. And, I don't know, I guess it was interesting or whatever. I like to hear different sides of different arguments. As long as I sort of feel like they're making them in good faith, I don't always feel that way about it, or like that they're being smarmy about it. Like, I could agree with them on something, but when they're kind of smarmy dicks about it, I'm just not that interested. Like, I'm like, you're just being an asshole. Like, but anyway, so this particular creator, their video got taken down. I guess it got taken down, I think they said for sexual content or whatever. And other than them having their tits out, like, not bare-breasted or anything, but just like, bam, shabamzos, there's the girls. See, I was trying not to think about tits, and I ended up coming back to this other person's tits. Alright, so I got tits on the brain. Let's talk about this person's tits. Now, they got a nice pair of tits. They're fake tits, but they look pretty good. But they're just out, but I think that's fine. I don't know, but whatever. Theirs got taken down, but like... I'm rocking along and I'm listening to this thing and I'm kind of just like, okay, whatever, this is cool. Like, again, I like to hear what people have to say, and I like this person's approach to things, usually. And then there's at one point where they whip out a copy of the King James Bible, which is not the version that I use, but it's still, you know, Holy Scripture, and they just dump it into a bowl of flour and eggs and all this kind of stuff. Because they're trying to make a point about babies are decided before whatever, and this is their soul, and I'm like, dude, do you need to be an asshole about this? Like, it's the same sort of dumb shit that, like on the one hand, I get it, because, like, it's showmanship in a way, that's shock value. And I mean, when I was a kid, I mean, I thought Marilyn Manson was awesome, and he was known for, like, tearing the Bible up on stage and all that stuff. And, you know, when I was 14, I thought that was really edgy and cool, and man, what a cool statement. But by the time I was about 20, I was like, that's kind of just a dick move, dude. Like, you know, like, you're not really blowing the pants off anybody over, you know, the drinking age here. Also, like, just being like, why you gotta be an asshole about it? Like, I don't know. And it was kind of interesting that I was offended by it, because I don't usually get offended by a lot, and I know I've said here before that I don't think you can really be offended about something unless part of you is worried it's true. But on this case, I was offended by it, but it was a little different, because, like, what am I afraid that it's true? That God is in cake batter? No. And it didn't really make sense to me why I was as offended, but then actually when I went to Mass today, ironically, the sermon was about, like, the way that God teaches us and stuff like that. And it had this bit about how, like, the 3 times, I think it's 3, where Jesus really loses his shit on people is not when people have offended him, but when people have offended his father. Like, when he goes to the temple and he's like, what are you doing selling shit at my dad's house? And he's flipping tables and stuff. Like, because he's offended on behalf of that which he loves, which is his father. And I was like, you know what? I think that's why I was offended by what this particular person did. Is because you're being cruel to someone that I care about, an entity that I give a shit about. You might not think it's real, and you might not have any respect for it, and you clearly have disdain for it, but what the fuck is wrong with you? I was a little bit just like, that's like me just going up to your mom and pissing on her because I don't like you, or I don't like something that you've said. Like, you know, trying to put it in terms for someone who clearly is an atheist. Like, why would you do that? Like, why you gotta be an asshole about it? And it's particularly annoying with this creator because they're always going on about how I aim to bring compassion to to my arguments and see both sides and all this kind of shit. But dude, you just took a copy of the fucking Bible, which is like, you know, might as well take the Torah or the fucking Quran or whatever. You know, these things that matter to people on a different level than your little fucking squabbles about, you know, whatever the fuck you're pissed off about. And you just basically shat all over it for clicks. Like, own that. Don't ever fucking be like, I try to be compassionate, blah blah, because you're not. You're just kind of an asshole. And that was a little bit pissy. I was also just like, should I be mad about this? Because like, I try not to be wooden box. What's inside is parabellum rounds, right? I try not to be like, oh my gosh, they're ripping on God, blah blah blah. Because like, I mean, I would love for everybody to be down with the G-Man. But I don't think it really helps to be like, oh my gosh, you're so wrong, you should be, you know, like, I'm not sure that helps.